Hey y'all, welcome back. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Today is a beautiful day. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I choose to rejoice and be glad in it. Besides the weather being beautiful, today is a day that many people will celebrate this day. Some may call it Easter. I particularly call it Resurrection Sunday because He rose. He rose, and because He got up out of the grave, for those that understand this, that's what we're really celebrating today. So I just want to say, today at church, our pastor, Howard Daniels, he gave a wonderful message, and he made it really plain and simple regarding the resurrection. His title was Surrender and Not Retreat, right? He made it so plain and simple, and if you want to look at it, you can check it out. Upper Room Christian Center. He is on Facebook, so please check them out. Once again, Pastor Howard Daniels. So that brings me to my topic today. Give up. Give up. Giving up is something that we don't usually term as a good thing, right? I'll never get up. Hashtag, never give up. I've even said it myself. But in this particular instance, what I'm talking about today, giving up is actually a good thing. Come on. So for those of you that are familiar with the fellowships at all, step 3 states that we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. I'm going to say that again. Step 3 states we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. And as much as I've talked to people who struggle in a variety of different areas, this is one of the problems that we're faced with the most. We don't want to surrender. We don't want to give up or give in to what our higher power has planned for our lives. For many of us, we want to control it, but we can't because we made a mess of it. Anywho, so in step 3, it's basically saying, these are one of the steps that's going to help me to live a better life. When you make a decision to turn over your will and your life to a power greater than yourself, and I know that is scary to a lot of people. I get it. The fact that you don't have control and you don't know how things are going to go. But let me say this. When you have made a mess of things, enough. Come on now, somebody. Everything's falling. You be willing to surrender your life to somebody or to something. Unfortunately, many people turn to substances. Many people turn to living a reckless lifestyle because of that fear. But I tell you on today, it is a blessing if you can walk through step 3. There are other steps you got to get to first, step 1 and 2. But to surrender your will and your life over to God, man, that's one of the first steps to freedom. And although in Breaking Free Ministries, I have some steps, they ain't 12, but they 7 steps to freedom, which I'm going to do in a blog pretty soon in the near future. But it's what I believe and what God has laid on my heart is 7 steps that will help people to gain the freedom in their lives that they deserve. Freedom from the mental chaos, as I always say, that hinders you from being the individual that God has called you to be. So the other day, I think it was last night, my husband and I was watching a little snippet. It was an MMA fight, and it was two women. And Lord knows I can only watch MMA for so long. But when you watch that fight, it was interesting because once that young lady got the other one on the mat, and you know how when they get them in one of them holes, about to put her to sleep, okay? She was about to go to sleep. And she had her in this hole, one arm under her neck, the other arm back there. And I mean, like she was about to choke her out. But she hit that mat. She gave up. Come on now. Now, some might say, is that a good thing? Absolutely, that's a good thing. Surrender. She humbled herself and surrendered to the strength and the power of that hold, right? Because she was about to be out like a light. She was about to be out. Dead to the world, as they say. She was about to be out. But she knew she had enough within her at that time. Although she didn't want to give up the fight. Come on. She didn't want to give it up to this person for them to win that fight. But physiologically, she knew she had to tap out. She had to tap out and give up. But with that tapping out and giving up, she's learned some things. She's humbled, okay? She's humble because she didn't know that girl was going to rock her world in that MMA fight. She had no clue, I'm sure, right? Everybody going to the fight thinking they're going to win. But let me tell you something. There's some fights you got to tap out. There are plenty of fights I've had in my life I had to tap out. Come on. I'm from the world, and like before I became a child of the Most High God, listen. My hands work, okay? I ain't had no problem. And this tongue was reckless. I ain't have no problem with fighting, all right? But I also knew when I made a mess of things. Am I talking to anybody? Yes. I've learned how to surrender. I've learned how to give up. I've learned how to tap out. And with learning how to tap out, with learning how to give up and turn my will over to a God that is greater than me, turn my life and my will over to Him, it was a humbling thing, scary, but I'm so grateful that I did it. I'm so grateful that I did it, that I gave in. Gave in, gave up, however you want to term it. But for this video blog's sake, I'm saying give up, tap out. There's some of y'all today, y'all should have tapped out 5 years ago. I'm just saying. Tap out. Some relationships, reckless, not good for you. Tap out. Some jobs you ain't supposed to be in, you should have been left. Going into that career choice that you wanted to. Tap out. Some of you wanted to start that business, but you're scared. Let me put it this way, you scared. Time now. Come on. It ain't nothing wrong with giving up your will. Now, if you've lived a great life and you've made remarkable choices and all that good stuff, then maybe you don't see any reason why you should give up and give your will and your life over to a God that's greater than you. Maybe you don't feel like you need to. Maybe your life has been great. But for the majority of people that's going to see this, the majority of people in the world today, we have made some decisions. We have made some choices that have caused us some bad consequences in life. So I said all that to say, give up, give in, tap out, and watch what God will do. Watch it. Watch what He'll do. If you just trust Him to take over your life, if you would just trust Him and know that He has great plans for you. And for some of you, I get it. It's a scary thought, right? God? Especially when it comes to religion and spiritual stuff, some people have a hard time with that. I get it. But He's real. And He can change your life. And this is how I said it one day in a meeting. When I was walking into work, I saw the flag. I saw it waving. I thought to myself, how do I know that's the wind that's blowing that flag? Because, I don't know, that's what I've been taught, right? We can't see it. I couldn't see the wind. I could see the evidence. Come on now. I could see the evidence of the wind because the flag was moving, right? Now, we believe in the wind, but we can't see it. We can see evidence of the wind blowing. Why can't we believe in a God that we cannot see? Maybe because we don't want to. Maybe because we want to question everything that's going on in the world. And if there is a God, then why? And if there is a God, then why? Yeah. But for those of you that do know, we have two sides to the spiritual world. But anywho, I ain't about to get into that. This message is about giving up, giving in, tapping out, and that it's really a good thing. And trust me when I tell you, we've made such a mess of our lives, many of us. Now, what you gonna lose? What? Friends? Are they really your friends? Think about it. Probably not. What you gonna lose? You ain't gonna have fun? Trust me. Once you turn your will and your life over to the power of your understanding, God of your understanding, trust me, you have new ideas, you have new hobbies, you have new friends and associates, and I mean real friends and associates. You'll have fun. You'll think differently, though. And that's really about what Breaking Free Ministries is all about. Helping people to change the way they think, helping people to change their perspectives. That's going to bring about fullness, abundance, a life that's worth living. Worth living. Aren't you tired? Come on. Give your life over to Him. What you got to lose? It's Resurrection Sunday. I hope for some of you that have went to a place of worship, that you surrendered on today, you gave up, tapped in, I hope. Because you know what? Life is too short. It is. And it's such a beautiful day out. So once again, happy Resurrection Sunday. And I pray that you enjoy this beautiful day. If you want to know more about Breaking Free Ministries, you can always go to my website, www.break-in-freeministries.com. All right, y'all. Love you. Be blessed to the Lord.